I'm the Commissar. We're watching Forged Alliance Forever, and you need to keep your head in a crisis. Because today, the rules of the game are decapitation. This is not a regular assassination game. What does that mean, you say? Let's find out. So, the very first thing I'm going to do is explain the rules of decapitation. Now, decapitation is not like your normal assassination shenanigan in that a player can keep playing when their comm has been destroyed. And you think, what madness is this? I know, right? However, when all the comms on a team have been destroyed, that team loses. So that's the rules, don't forget it, otherwise you're going to be very surprised when a comm goes up and a player keeps playing. Meanwhile, let's meet the teams. We've got the Western team over here, split into top and bottom, and the Eastern team over here, ditto. Starting up top for the Western team, this is Rasco 400, who is 1541 rated, and Cybran, he's in Mucus Brown. To his south, we have Jukeboxhero, who is 1228 rated and UEF. He's in Grass Green. In what I can only assume is the air position, nestled away behind them, we have the team's highest rated player, Azuros, who is 2193 rated and Eon. He's in red. And then there's this big gap here, and down here we have the rest of Western team. This is Love Me Some Rice. Now, I don't disagree with him. I do love me some rice. It is something very nice to base my dishes upon. In fact, I'm going to be making some onigiri later. Rice is 1690 rated and Cybran, and he's in Burgundy. Sandwiched here in between his teammates with not really much space to expand, so he's going to have to work on that. This is Morax. He is 1812 rated and Eon, and he's in orange. And last but not least for the Western team, this is Black Phoenix, 1340 rated and Cybran, he's in purple. And their mirrors. Already advancing forward here, this is Buttons. He is 1592 rated and Cybran in white. Next to him, this is Admiral AIDS. He's not as popular in the UK as Captain Crunch, but I think he's got some marketing work to do. But that's his name, Admiral AIDS. He's in pink. He is 1129 rated, and he is UEF. Behind him, but already coming forward to lend support with his comm, this is the game's highest rated player, Nomander, who is 2413 rated, and Cybran, I forgot the name there, he's in Fecal Brown. Up here, in yellow, we have TwitchyMofo, 1602 rated and UEF. He's in yellow. In the sandwich position, this is FaffingOff, 1737 rated and Cybran. He's in dark green. And last but not least, already getting stuck in here and getting some work done, killing off some mantis belonging to Rasco. This fellow here is Ayahuasca Dest, who is 1345 rated and UEF. He's in grey. Now, we've also got some little scuffling going on here. We actually did get an engineer kill. You can see the wreck right there while I was waffling on. But now that Phoenix's cob is in here, I don't think there's going to be much more damage done to the engineers. But that said, with a bit of spam support, Buttons could get some work done. Up here, Rasco does have a decent amount of spam with which to threaten Ayahuasca, but Faffing is coming in to help Ayahuasca out, and it looks like he's going to need it. Look at the damage he's taking. Down here, Phoenix and Buttons are engaging both with a couple of units, but not really much. Ayahuasca into the yellow and falling back, but Faffing is advancing. Both Phoenix and Buttons into the yellow here, still exchanging fire. Faffing chases Rasco back, and Rasco isn't going to take the fight. Meanwhile, Ayahuasca is rebuilding this expansion as Rasco starts the gun upgrade. Phoenix and Buttons separate for now. Here in the middle, we can see both Jukebox here and AIDS here pushing their respective sides, but Twitchy is back here giving Jukebox free reign, whereas AIDS is going to have a harder time of it because Rice is right here with his comm. Up here, they do know that Rasco is on an upgrade. They mentioned it here in the chat, and they're going to push in and try and force a cancel, but this is a decent amount of spam from Rasco, and I don't know if these two are going to be in time to force him up the upgrade. Nice little raid here from AIDS, picking up a mech from Morax. He will be able to rebuild it very quickly, but these are just going to be a little bit irritating messing around here unless he walks all the way up here to finish them off. Meanwhile, Rasco finishes the gun and brings in his spam, and suddenly things look a little shaky for Ayahuasca. He's finished the gun. There is bomber support there from Ayahuasca, but Rasco has been careful to support himself with anti-air, and both Ayahuasca and Faffing are going to have to faff off. They don't have enough to face this army yet, especially with Azuros bringing up his comm to support his ally. Down in the south, Nomander has brought his comm forward, and he is going to start some trouble for Morax, picking off a little mechs or two, and below that we have gun upgrades on the way for both Phoenix and Buttons. Buttons supporting his defense with a little bit of bombing work and a few spam factories for each player playing around. Up here, Rasco is advancing quite a way, and Jukebox is sending some spam in to help. There is a turret here from Faffing, but Rasco's gun should be able to handle that quite easily, especially if he brings in his spam. He's moving in, he's going to keep up the pressure, but he's got to be careful. Ayahuasca's on the Tech 2 upgrade. Faffing has a decent amount of spam, but this is a nice attempt to distract Faffing. A run by from Jukebox over here draws Faffing to the south, which gives Rasco the chance to move in against Ayahuasca up here. This is looking great. Will he be able to force a cancel on Ayahuasca? I don't think he will. There's only a few seconds left and he won't be able to get in there in time. Jukebox retreats his spam over here while Azuros gets the gun upgrade. Now, Rasco is looking very bold, but he's going to be a bit surrounded, especially when this upgrade finishes. Here on the left, we're going to watch Rasco piling in, and he is taking damage, especially from those bombers. Here on the right, though, all four comms, Morax, Phoenix, Buttons and Nomander are going in for the fight. There is T2 support from Morax, though. That might make the difference, and Nomander does... Oh, he's just got gun. Everybody here now has gun. Rasco is doing the back and forth. He's supporting it by his spam, and he does force Ayahuasca to cancel the gun, though Ayahuasca has the T2 upgrade, and Ayahuasca is actually taking some severe damage here. But Rasco is pretty far forward. Now, Nomander and Buttons are getting the work done. Look at this pressure, but these T2 tanks are... And we've got also Corsair support from Nomander, which will hurt those T2 units, especially the Blazers, which are paper thin. And Rasco pushes further in on Ayahuasca, who's quite low on health, but is regenerating fast, thanks to his T2 upgrade. Meanwhile, Buttons gets rather close in between Morax and Phoenix, and that could be a mistake. I do like the Corsair support from Nomander, though I don't know how much of a difference it's making just yet. And Phoenix is really pushing in, but these are two comms, both with gun, and Phoenix is really going to have to be careful if he doesn't want to die. And Rusko, he's just walking into Ayahuasca's main base here. This is brutal. But look at this, there's an army from Faffing coming up behind him. There's the comm from Faffing with the gun. And boom! That is Phoenix going down. Remember, this is decapitation. He's down but not out. He is still able to control his unit as his comm explodes in nuclear fire. It did overextend a bit, and I don't think Morax has enough in terms of T2 units left to keep the pressure up. With Morax falling back, we can focus on Ayahuasca and Rusko. And look at this, Ayahuasca's down to just 1,700 hit points left, but he is throwing up these point defenses. He's got Faffing's units in support, he's got bombers in support, and they're both into the red. I think we are going to see, boom, yes, we are going to see a double killer commander draw, as both Ayahuasca and Rusko lose their commanders in one big explosion. But remember, decapitation. Down, but not out. However, and meanwhile, look at all this. This is great. We've had some sneaky units from Rusko run by, and they're getting into the back. Look at all these mexes they've killed. That's like five mexes just dead. This is great work from Rusko, and Ayahuasca's been really crippled here. That said, Ayahuasca may only have 9 eco, but Rusko only had 18 there, so and now that he doesn't have a comm, he's got nothing to stop his expansion just falling to Faffing charging in with his gun comm. Though Azuros has gun and isn't far away in support. Fantastic run by here from Twitchy. It's just run it over and wiped out these mexes, wiped out these mexes. That's quite a lot of loss for, I believe it was Rice who was holding them just now. But now this army, it's only T1, and there's hoplites plus Rice's gun comm, which will easily be able to stop the run by. However, that got work done, and I love it. Faffing has used some bombers to clear up here. Oh ho! But while Rice was up here defending against Twitchy, AIDS has come in with a raid of his own down here, supported by pillars and with the gun on his comm. That's pretty nice. Over here, Azuros is supported by Rusko's units, and Faffing is fighting back. But Faffing's got a bit more health on him. Rusko needs to bring in his units to support, but Azuros does have a point defense to which he can fall back. Meanwhile, in the south, Nomander is going in against Morax, and this looks a little bit unwise. This is just Nomander's comm, and there's multiple Tech 2 point defenses here. And sure, Nomander has stealth, but now he's close enough that he can just be seen, and if Morax can keep him in sight, that's going to be a problem. These two just flapping away at each other. And Faffing is being very aggressive here. There are turrets here, he does need to watch out. He's got T1 bombers coming in to help. Rusko brings his spam down, and boom! Nomander did indeed get too far forward, and he loses his comm. And so does Azuros. And Faffing got the vet of it. Faffing was in the red, but he got the vet of that. And so he's with the veterancy, he gets a big heap more health. If you don't know that about the game, veterancy gets you health for any unit, but obviously it's particularly important for the comms, so he's going to make it out. Now, sure, back in the 80s everyone was worried about AIDS, but now it is AIDS who is worried about Rice. That's a sentence I never thought I'd say. Anyway, Rice has now got T3 on the field, and he is really forcing AIDS back, but AIDS is putting up a little base there in order to protect himself. Meanwhile, what have we got? We got mobile missile launchers advancing here to keep buttons off this expansion. That's pretty good. Rice is really keeping up the pressure on AIDS though. But in a glorious touch of irony, it is AIDS who is protected by this metaphorical condom of his shield bubbles. And he starts the nano repair upgrade. I think it's a bit too far forward to do that. I really think he ought to get back behind these point defenses, especially with these titans in here. I think he might be forced to cancel the nano. Yes, he is. He is forced to cancel and he falls back. Buttons comes forward to apply pressure. And this is good. I like this. He's just got a few T2 units that he's running around here, and I have a feeling that Phoenix is going to have to respond with at least some of this army, or he could get a bit of damage coming round the back. Aids has just had to fall back here. He's still got these turrets up, but now Rice has also brought in mobile missile launchers, which will easily handle the turrets. And these TMDs are not going to be going up in time. So Age comes back to the front to handle it in person, but that's going to be a problem with loyalists on the field as well as a Guncom. And Phoenix does indeed send most of his army down to defend against this push. He's left to have a bank of point defences to protect from Buttons. So Buttons isn't able to take advantage of the opening left by this army, and I suspect Phoenix won't have too much of a problem clearing all of this up. Meanwhile, Nomander has a cheeky strat out, and did you see that hit? That was beautiful. Morax getting Harbies out on the field, and he's picking up Mexes. He's just dipping in, dipping out. He's got ASF to cover. How's Azuros doing on T3A? Well, he's got a decent launch, but it looks about the same as Nomander. I think Nomander might have, well, the same ASFs, but also a strat, which is quite the advantage. Buttons engaging those Harbies. He's got gun and stealth, so with a bit of overcharging, he should be able to handle it. Yeah, look at that. And the strat is definitely going to help out. Boom, look at this. This is great work for just one strat going out there in defense. It's already got nearly 3,000 mass killed, and it just heads off to the north. Nano going down for Rice to continue his pressure on Aids. Where's that strat going? Well, it's going for Jukebox now. This is just T1 army though. That didn't feel like it was really worth the damage it was going to take from the anti-air in there, because there is flak in here. Where's he going to go next? This might be a good target. That's quite a lot of rhinos, and there's only really a bit of T1 here from Faffing to defend. So this could get damage done unless the strat comes in there, and look at that. The strat does come in there, and that's really nice. Defense from the air is probably going to do the job here, but Azuros sends just 2 ASFs, hoping that Nomander isn't paying attention, and it works. It does the job. No? I thought, oh yes, but only just. I thought that was going to be a lot less close than it was, but just 2 ASFs lost to pick up the strat without having to take the air fight. Good work from Azuros. Rice now has bricks as well in here, and he is really pressuring Aids. I don't know if he's going to be able to hold here. And look at this, he is really being forced back. But what's that in the south? I will tell you, that is Buttons, and he is looking rather lonely and very far into enemy territory as he advances on Brick's flank, on Rice's flank, into Rice's bricks, is what I was trying to say here. But also, Aids is under pressure from more T3 and from Rice's com. This could be a little bit of a problem for the Eastern team. Aids into the red. Under fire from the com as the army retreats, because the com thinks he can do it alone. He doesn't want to lose to the com bomb. Boom! Buttons is taken out by Rice's bricks here, and boom! Aids is taken out by Rice's com here. Painful. So, There's now only 2 comms left for the Eastern team. Remember, when the last comm dies for the team loses. And Rice is doing great work. That army that we just mentioned, it is showing no signs of stopping. It's heading towards Aide's base. And it can... Aide can't really afford to produce T3 because he's just lost so much, and this army might just be able to swarm in. Twitchy is coming in to defend with his Percies and with a decent sized army, but it's got to catch this first. And Morax is joining Rice to add to the pressure here, so this is great work from the Western team. Meanwhile, Phoenix no longer has to fear Button's comm. He is pushing forward and he is really getting in there and smashing up some of Button's base. This is looking very painful for the Eastern team. Look at this. Aide's losing his base. Scrap defense there, but in comes Azuros to pick it off, and the airfight is taken. The airfight is taken. It's over the base of Aide's, but the army of Rice. But I think Nomander is going to win the airfight. And also pick up that transport carrying a harby from Morax as a nice little extra. So air win for Nomander, that could be huge. But there's still all these units from Rice on the ground. Phoenix has been pushed back, sorry for the epileptic zooming there, but Rice is pushing in, and suddenly Aides has lost his HQ. Aides has lost basically everything. Who knew that the final defeat of Aides would be down to Rice? However, more bombers are out for Nomander, and he's using them in defense. He's building a vast line of point defense here, but he's probably going to lose a couple more mexes before he cleans all of this up. Where's his defense? Oh well, offensive is the best defense, says Twitchy, and rather than coming back to help out Nomander, he just charges forward, but there's a big army waiting for him here. And meanwhile, the bricks have been cleared up, so that is good. Button's trying to re-expand over here, but cheeky bomber pressure from Phoenix is slowing him down a bit, and Nomander finishes the game's first experimental. We have a Monkey Lord here stomping forward. For newer players, you may not know that Monkey Lords are the cheapest land experimentals in the game, and so you'll often see them being built first. And today is no exception. Morax is trying to expand into Aide's old base and get the reclaim by dropping these NGs here. That's pretty good, but Aide does have T1 tanks, and that will be enough to clean up a couple of NGs, even though Aide is still a long way off even getting an HQ back up, because remember, no HQ means that these can't build anything other than T1 units or T2 NGs. So, there is that. Up here, Faffing is quite far forward. He's got a firebase to fall back to, and this looks like it's mostly T1 with only a bit of T2, but this is quite a hardy firebase from Rasco, though it looks like Rasco is having power. He's not having power problems. He's just had his shield shot. Okay, there we go. Anyway, Faffing doesn't push it. There's too much firepower in there for him. But we have a big fight here in the middle between Twitch and Rice. Twitchy has a lot of Percies, and one-on-one Percies beat bricks, but he can't afford to stand still, because with the amount of mobile missile firepower that Rice has in here, if Twitchy stands still, his Percies will get hit by the missiles, and that would be no fun for him whatsoever, let me tell you that. Now, we haven't talked about eco much, but the Western team have like a 300 mass lead. That's 20-30%. So that's actually pretty huge. What are they going to be able to do with it? And we just saw another experiment. No, we didn't. We saw Buttons being given the Monkey Lord from Nomander so he can control it, while Nomander micros elsewhere. Presumably, Nomander wants to focus on his air. But this is a lot of pressure on Faffing suddenly from... He should probably fall back, but... Oh, did you see that hit? This is lost. Faffing, are you sure you're okay here, my man? He is not okay, my dudes. He is not okay. Boom! Faffing loses his comm and is reduced to a husk of his former self, but remember, he's still in the game. Down here, that monkey is being forced into retreat by Spectre gunships from Azuros, and Azuros has his ASFs in support. Nomander doesn't want to take the air fight. Buttons or even aides could do with just producing a bunch of flak to come help out the monkey. Morax thinks they should have let the monkey approach, and in order that they could kill it over here where it wouldn't be defended and steal the mass. What do you think? Is he right? Meanwhile, Faffing also finishes a monkey over here. What else have we got that's happening? Still no XPs that I've seen from the Western team, so that... Oh no, I thought that was the XP shell, but it's just a P-gen. Azuros says that he didn't let the monkey get any closer because he didn't want Morax to lose all his energy. Meanwhile... Ooh, somebody's drawing. Buttons obeys. Buttons is sending the monkey north to join this fight between Twitchy and Rice. And this is a big battle line, but it looks like Rice just has a bit more now, and that could make all the difference. So as Buttons directs his monkey north, where's Faffing? Faffing's monkey is going in against the firebase that killed his comm. And I mean, a lot of this is just mobile missile launches and T1. It's not really defensive, it's more offensive, and the few T2 turrets are not going to stop a monkey. I mean, they open up, but look, they're barely tickling it, especially given that these are Cyber and Cerberus turrets, which are much better against many small units than against one big unit, and this firebase is absolutely toast. Buttons has actually recalled this monkey and he's bringing it back down here, but I can see on the mini-map that Azuros is going to try exactly the same thing as against Faffing's monkey as he did against the one that was given to Buttons. He is coming in with those Spectres, and I'm not yet seeing the air defense from Nomander, so these Spectres can just go to town. I'm sure we have T1 interceptors coming in from Faffing, and he's also bringing in these TPAA units. So that might do some work, but the monkey is already on half health and taking still more damage. And Azuros thinks he has air control because he has almost finished a Tsar. That will really do the dirty work. As this monkey is retreating, Faffing's asking where the air is. What's Rice built? Rice has built a Mega. That could be a good choice. While Twitchy, there's Azuros finishing the Tsar. Twitchy has a Fatty. Mega versus Fatty. That's going to come down to the micro. Who has better micro? I guess that we are about to find out. And Nomander is going for a sneaky gunship hit, and he got the Omni there, I think, and he's going to get a mech. That's nice. Meanwhile, we can see on the inset that the Tsar is going to kill that Monkey Lord, and there's really no air response to stop it from Nomander. While the battle lines continue to be drawn, the Mega is creeping forward. The Fatty is creeping forward. Everything's creeping. Is Twitchy out of power? Absolutely he is. He'll want that back before the Fatty gets into the fight. So, Button's advancing tentatively here with Twitchy. The Mega is going to be a problem though. Did they actually get enough Omni damage done? Can they see the monkey? Well, yes they can. They've obviously got Omni in the area. And Buttons gives the monkey over to Twitchy so he can micro it in combination with the fatty. That could be powerful, although without power it won't have its stealth field up, and that could be a problem for Twitchy. What else have we got going on? We have more Stratton gunship action from Nomander up here. Ooh, that was pretty powerful. Did you see that? That Strat has got nearly 6,000 mass killed, and these gunships are also going to town. Faffing has a new monkey which he's bringing in, and what is left of Rascal's base could be in danger if he chooses to push. Another Tsar going up. Where's the first one? Here it is. But another Tsar going up for Azuros. Meanwhile, here is the Twitchy has his power, and the fatty monk combination is going to town. But this Mega right here, the fatty will beat the Mega if it's microed back, but he's gonna have to be really careful, and these bricks around it could really swarm forward. Is Twitchy gonna be able to handle this fight? He's beginning to kite back, and he is in range of the Mega. This is good work, I like it. Quick check up here, where the Tsar is going for Faffing's monkey. This will be a second monkey lost to a Tsar if it connects. Who are you going to call? It looks a bit Ghostbusters-y, doesn't it, this Tsar effect? But this is not busting a ghost, this is busting a monkey. The monkey goes down as Azuros finishes his second Tsar. Meanwhile, the fatty and monkey are retreating over here, and they've done a... Look at the free damage they've got on the Mega. They've taken off half its hits. This is great. Rice retreating the Mega. He doesn't want to lose any more hits on it, and this will give the fatty... This is good from Twitchy. Look at this. He's... With the Mega retreating, he can bring the fatty back forward, and he can just shoot these bricks essentially for free, and he needs to because... Oops, sorry about that. He needs to because we are talking... Like, this is 38 bricks, 39 bricks. That is a lot of bricks. And if it just walks in here, there isn't much to stop it, but the fatty and the monkey are bombarding it from the side. Will Rice turn his units up and go and actually get some work done? Morax presumably finishing a GC there. That could come in and help Rice out. But, sure, AIDS has got himself back to T3, and he's getting out Percy's, but he does not have the eco to... Oh, actually, he's got 105 eco. I take that back. He has got the eco to pump out Percy's. Good work from AIDS. Another phrase I didn't ever expect I'd say. But Rice has to worry about this pressure coming in from Twitchy. And meanwhile, Nomander has been producing whalers, but here come the Tsars from Azuros. Are we going to see a big air fight? And meanwhile, Azuros has started work on Tech 3 artillery. This is the first standoff unit I've seen being built during the game, I think. Nobody else got any? Not that I can see. Nope. So where is Twitchy going to go? Is he going to come down, or is he going to try and rely on Nomander to defend him? That's a lot of gunships. That is 24 whalers from Nomander, which is, let me tell you, a lot. And it doesn't mean that Rice hasn't got much left to defend against the push from the fatty and the monkey. I think Twitchy has a chance to advance here, though he will have to worry about the Tsars if he does. And the gunships are going to town on this army from Rice. Is Azuros going to try and take the air fight? Buttons has also finished a Mega, and remember, this Mega was damaged, this Mega is new. What's he shooting there? But while this Mega is new, that is lots and lots and lots of bricks. It looks like they're not going to take the engagement just yet. But Twitchy is now pushing into that gap, slowly, but he's doing it. However, Azuros responds with his 2 Zars. And I think we have to watch both. I promise you, my loyal viewers, split screen is not an addiction. I can quit it at any time. Here come the Zars, and they're taking damage from the anti-air. But Nomander can't really come and help. Down goes Buttons Mega over here. But look at all the gunships as they rain fire down, and they're going to take that Mega out. That no questions asked. Down goes Twitchy's Monkey. And the GC is in the red, but look at the damage that Buttons base has taken. One of the Zars goes down, but it falls on the Fatty. There's still loads of T3 anti-air in here though, and this Zar's shield is down. And the GC falls to the gunships from Nomander, but this Zar isn't going to make it. That's all the XP's dead. 2 Zars, a Fatty, a Monkey, 2 Megas, and a GC. That's amazing, but Buttons has another Mega coming in. But the XP's may be dead, but remember all the bricks we mentioned? Look at this. They are utterly smashing Buttons' base. The HQs are down. He's basically got no build power. He's got a bit of eco down here, but that's basically it. Poor old Buttons. He's got nothing other than eco to give to his teammates. Up at the top, Faffing's Monkey is pushing down towards this base below. That's a huge tap. If this pays off. Wow. My loyal viewers, did you see that? That was a moving monkey taken out before it could destroy this firebase in one hit by a bank of 12 tactical missiles. That's insane, and I love it. And Azuros is massing XPs himself. We got GCs coming forward here, and 3 already if you count this one back here. And a Fatty finishing as we speak for Jukebox. So nice work there. Brick drop coming in the south. This could cost Nomander some eco. 4 cap T3 mexes is a bit over 100 eco, so this could cost him a lot if he doesn't notice it in time. But I can see on the minimap there that he has noticed. Look at that, we've got a swarm of gunships coming down to take it out. How much is it going to get done before the gunships kill it? Good work from Phoenix though. The bricks are definitely going to pay for themselves. At least 2 of these mexes are going to go down. I think maybe 3. And Buttons has given everything left over to Nomander. So 3 of those mexes are down. Nice work. That's like 75 eco. And that said though, the Eastern team are now in the lead in terms of mass, which is not something that's been going on for much of the game, let me tell you. Look at all these XPs though. What has Faffing or Ayahuasca got that can stop 3 GCs and the Colossus? There's a Mega a bit built, but I don't think that's going to be finished in time. And look at this 4 mex expansion, which was upgrading to T3 there for Ayahuasca, just shredded. Down in the south, Morax is trying to rebuild a firebase here, and with the support of bricks from Phoenix and his own GC, he's probably going to be able to take it. Meanwhile though, look at this, the RT is up for Azuros, and what's it targeting? Well, it's targeting Nomander's air grid. That could be beautiful. This mega is so nearly done, like so nearly done. It's 93% done, but the GC opens fire on it. And at the same time, look at this on the inset as the RT is raining down on Nomander's air grid. This is looking really, really bad for the East team. We can see down here in the bottom that Nomander is bringing his gunships in, but where are the rest of them gonna come from if he loses his air grid? And that mega stood up and died almost instantly to the 3 GCs after having lost half its health from... But is Azuros going to take the air fight with Nomander against this lot? I don't know if he is. And we got to switch the inset and have a look at Nomander sending his gunships to defend against Morax in the south. He's got gunships up here, he's got gunships down there. He's got gunships everywhere. He's trying to kill the fatty, but Azuros comes to drive it back, and Nomander ooh. Close, but this is great air micro from Nomander. Look at it, he hasn't really lost any gunships, and he's been able to force Azuros off. 1 GC is down, the fatty is down, and the gunships are still going at it. And the ones in the south retreat. Another GC about to go down. Though, speaking of, what are the air numbers actually like? Let's have a quick look. Nomander has 358 ASF compared to Azuros with 286. So Azuros is right not to take the fight. He hasn't got the lead at the moment. But it does mean that he's going to lose quite a lot. Oh, is he going to dive on the gunships? Nope, he pulls back when he sees Nomander's response. This is good top tier air micro, and we could all learn some lessons from it. Meanwhile, massive experimental pressure in mid. Twitchy has got Fatty here, supported by a lot of anti-air, which is great. But there are 3 megas from Rice forcing their way in, and I don't think that Twitchy's really got enough to defend. 1 Fatty just won't be enough, and sure, it's defended from the air, but 3 megas can probably run it down, I think. More brick attacks coming around here from Phoenix. Have managed to wipe this area completely, but the gunships from Nomander are going to keep on defending them. Couple of cheeky bricks getting in there from Jukebox, and Ayahuasca does stand to lose some units here, but he's building decent heaps of point defense. These might get damage done though. We'll have to check back on them in a little bit. And look at this, these megas are really causing trouble for Twitchy, but Twitchy takes one out with the Fat Boy Kite. Nomander's going to get another with his gunships. The defense might hold though, he is going to lose the Omni. That's going to hurt. However, Twitchy, from the look of it, I just saw a shot going there, now has RT2 somewhere. There it is. Twitchy now has RT2, and he is firing at the RT from Azuros. And look at this! He's also done damage to Azuros air grid, though not quite as much as Azuros did to Nomander. And the shields are going down around Twitchy's RT. Oof, look at that. Will Twitchy's RT stay up? One of them pops back on. This is an odd bug. Recently I've noticed that Fat Boys seem to be leaving a trail of hydrocarbon and mexes all stretched out. Don't know what's going on there. If any devs see this, do tell me. But right now I'm more interested in this, because is the RT going to go down? 2 of the pigeons go down, 1 of the shields go down. The RT is left with only a little bit of health, but shields are being thrown up to defend it again, and I think they might just make it in time. So yeah, look at this. What is going on with these graphics? Why does the Fatty leave a trail of hydrocarbon and mex templates distorted as it moves? That's just mad. The shields aren't staying up for Twitchy. He's got to be careful. Meanwhile, down in the south, Morax is supporting his GCs with anti-air, but it's not enough. And this is a huge number of gunships, and they are carving their way through the army that Morax and Phoenix have. And sure, Morax is churning out flak all the time, but it's just not enough. Twitchy now advancing with multiple fatties here, and enough of the megas have died that this could be a bit of a problem for Rice and Jukebox. More shields going up. That Artie has survived, but Azuros has also shielded his air grid and is rebuilding. Quick overview of where we are. Ecos are flickering back and forth. They're pretty level at the moment as it happens. Map control about even. After the pressure that the Western team were applying earlier, I'm surprised that the Eastern team have managed to get this far back. And Nomander has megas advancing. Another mass of GCs coming forward for Azuros against Ayahuasca. And they don't... These guys up here, Ayahuasca and Faffing, don't have the eco to stop it really. We do have a mega out for Faffing, which is nice. But is it going to be enough? Big attempt to snipe something here. I think he's going for this fatty, but that fatty is moving. So that's that same tactical missile bank that hit the monkey, but this is a bit longer range, and it's gonna miss. And we have some advancing megas from Rice, but if these fatties kite correctly, as we've seen Twitchy do earlier, so we know he's capable of it, then it's probably okay. This fatty's taken a bit more far than it needed to, but here he goes, he's moving them back. And the mega is taking fire. If any devs know what's going on with this stupid fatty track thing, I think mobile missile launchers also do it with their tracks, I'm not sure. So one of the fatties is lost, but these gunships are definitely going to clear up the next mega. And then this mega's a bit too far back to help out. And there's not really much anti-air in here for Rice, not as much as perhaps there could be. And this mega goes down, this mega's not near enough to deal the damage. Good defense from Twitchy. We have a Scathis on the way here for Nomander. How's Azuros doing? Well, he's got these two arties up, he's building a third, he's well shielded. But Twitchy is still holding out. I think there's a better target for Azuros than this arty, to be honest. Like, with those three arties against widely spaced Cybran shields, like hitting the air grid here, could be huge. But Azuros is more worried about Twitch's arty, and so he's going to keep on hitting that. And what the hell is this? We have a drop from Ayahuasca up here. It's lost its NGs, but it's got Ravagers out, and this is great. It's killed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 T3 Mexes for Azuros so far, and it's about to kill a 7th. That is amazing. Sorry, I missed that going on, but this is great work from Ayahuasca, and Azuros is going to have to actually come back and do something about this, as this is a big chunk of eco that he cannot afford to lose. But Twitchy is in trouble. Rice has got to almost into his base and the fatty's about to go down. It goes down. This is Twitchy's mate, but the gunship defense from Nomander has gone up a level and gone up a tech. We now have a Soul Ripper in there, joining the already huge hordes of whalers. Will that be enough to put a stop to this attack from Rice? Azuros has something to say about it. No, he doesn't. He has something to look at it from a distance, which is not quite the same if you're Rice. What does Morax hope finishes soon? He hopes this mega finishes soon. Well, that's not as interesting as I'd hoped. I was hoping to see a game ender. So Twitchy is going to lose a lot here to this advancing force, and the RT is already damaged, but I think the Soul Ripper and the horde of gunships are going to be able to do the dirty work and smash their way through. Down goes the Mega. Now it's just a bunch of bricks to clear up. I say just. Even so. Bricks are tough. And Faffing is saying that to compare that game, he's responding with a huge tactical missile attack of his own. What's it going for? Over here, these bricks might actually get some work done. Tactical missiles. They do enough to take out the under construction fatty. Over here, luckily for Twitchy, the Soul Ripper has come back just before the bricks get in there and smash up the RT, which would have been a big problem for him, I gotta say. Jukebox also has some units in there, but they're not going to survive all this air support from Nomander. Meanwhile, Nomander's megas have actually got pretty close to Phoenix's base, and how is Phoenix going to hold this back? He's got a mega under construction, but he is losing a lot. But Nomander isn't pushing. He must be thinking of something elsewhere. What's he thinking? Oh, well, this looks interesting. That's a big horde of strats. We'll have to keep an eye on those. Shout at me. Well, you can't shout at me, but you'll be shouting at the screen if they go somewhere and I miss them. So now it is the Eastern team who have the eco lead. This could be fun though. They know about it, they're shooting it, but there's this sneaky monkey which Nomander might just not have noticed coming around the back. However, we have a snipe coming out here. What or who is it going for? Remember, killing the comm only defeats the team if you kill the last comm. So I think he's probably going to be going for something in the base. The air HQ, maybe that could be a very nice target for Nomander. Meanwhile though, this GC from Azuros is taken out by the horde of bricks coming here from Faffing, who has managed to get quite a lot. Percies, sorry, not bricks. 40 Percies. However, here come the strats. I can see them. I didn't miss it. Good. What are they going to go for? Is it the air HQ? I think that would be a good choice. Or the RT they might also be trying to get. However, there's a lot of SAMs dotted about, and a lot of the strats are going to be taken out before they get their bombs away. They're going for the RT. Good targeting in between the P-gens to get the spread damage. The P-gens go down. One of the RTs goes down. A lot of the aircraft goes down. That was painful for Azuros. He has lost so much. He's still got an RT and another one nearly finished, to be fair, but he's lost a lot of his air grid. And this is a problem for the Western team. What a comeback for the Eastern team. I thought that Faffing was essentially out of it, but he has really rebuilt. He has really pushed forward. Jukebox is gonna die. Azuros is not happy with his own airplay. And now, what hope does he have left as this army comes to... Azuros kills all his units. Now, personally, I don't like that. I think that he should at least allow his teammates to choose to continue if they want, and like give it to the highest rated remaining player, give it to Morax, or give it to Rice, since that Rice would have the combined force. So, to be honest, the game is essentially over now. So, while I just let you watch this play out, as you guys can tell me about your Christmas. Tell me in the comments below. As both Morax and Jukebox are hunted down, the Soul Ripper and on the one a few gunships plus a bunch of bricks from Faffing on the other. Couple of little booms there. And now we are left with only one comm on the map for the Western team. Salty players, Merry Christmas, says Faffing. Meanwhile though, remember that monkey I mentioned? That's actually getting into Nomander's base, which is pretty cool. It's going to do some damage. However, that's an awful lot of scraps, so I don't think it's going to do much damage. Might get the Scapith, but at this point, it's not really going to change the outcome of the game, I think. And down it goes. Azuros had over half their team's eco anyway, so it is now just a matter of seeing how they kill him. And I think it's going to be that Solar, but that Solar, Nomander's gunships have really been top tier this game, and Rice making an honourable defence here, putting up AA in an attempt to protect himself just in case. But with this amount of anti-air power, all he has to do is focus the comm, and the Eastern team are victorious. Kaboom! Well, what a game. I hope you enjoy the decapitation. And with the decapitation of the Western team, the Eastern team win. What an interesting ruler set. Was Azuros right to resign when he did, or do you think they could have clawed it back? Tell me what you think in the comments below. While you're down there, don't forget to like, subscribe, and obey. I'm the Commissar. I will see you next time.